Hello everybody. So this is going to be video number 2 for this kind of revamp, which is going to be a realistic day in the life of a first year investment banking analyst. I'm coming up near the end of my first year, so I do have some reason to talk about this. It's not glamorous, it's high pressure information processing, and basically the name of the game is just how quickly you can consume information. So emails, Excels, PowerPoint research, comments, constantly changing priorities between the 7 deals that you have going on at once and the 2 pitches. So a realistic day in the life of investment banking is in models and bottles, private jets, steak dinners, closing billion-dollar deals. Most of the job really just involves sending emails, filing emails, Excel, PowerPoint, like I said at the start of the video. So banking content online makes the job seem so dramatic, especially all the LARPing videos of people just having no real ground to stand on. The real job is very detail heavy. Your day to day does depend on where all of your processes are at or what internal deadlines are live. No 2 days are the same, but the patterns repeat over time, and the job is not intellectually complicated, as I will always harp on, but it is very demanding. So the day starts with figuring out what changed overnight or over, however long it is since you checked in on one thing. You check emails, you see what came in overnight, maybe a client sent new data, maybe an associate or VP left comments, maybe a senior banker wants a deck updated, a call could get moved. I mean, that happened to me right now where I was genuinely at the office 20, 30 minutes ago and the decks no longer need to be printed because our meeting got moved from Tuesday to Thursday and priorities completely changed. The first part of the day when you sit down is basically a gamble of, is today going to be one where I hit the gym at 6 and I leave at 8, or is it going to be one where I'm at my desk for 36 hours straight? Questions that are important for you to ask during this sort of stage and phase are: what's urgent, what needs to be done before a meeting, what is waiting for someone else, what can I move forward in this deal process, and what needs clarification. In banking, your day really starts once you realize that the plan from yesterday is no longer the plan for today. As I said earlier, you usually have multiple work streams going on at the same time. So that's live deal, pitches, buyers list, cleaning data, market research, helping with a model or financial summary. Thankfully, my day tomorrow, I can already kind of tell based on email traffic, is not going to be too bad. And I will be in the rare position of being able to sit with one task all day and not really working too hard on most other of my processes. But the majority of days are context switching, and you need to remember where things stand. You need to know what's been sent, what needs review, and what is waiting on someone else, and that's how you really stay on top of it. Organization matters a ton. Surprisingly, when you first join this job, you think you're going to be doing a million and one Excel analysis a day, million Excel models, but really I'd say about 90% of your life is in PowerPoint. Banking decks or slide presentations are how people in finance and just corporate communicate, position or whatever. It is extremely important you get the slide right in order to get all of the data and everything else right. From pitch decks, it needs to be perfect. Formatting charts. I might make a tips and tricks on this, but I think building a chart in PowerPoint actually saves you so much more time than building a chart in Excel. Updating sims, making good content pages, making pages consistent. It's not decorative as much as it is how people communicate. And you need to be really good at turning information into something a senior person can use. So it can't be messy, it has to be summarized. You can't have 70 lines, you have to summarize it into 10, sort of deal. Excel is everywhere, in my opinion. It'll never go away. Granted, I do think most things are in PowerPoint, but a lot of the analysis and most of the analysis will always live in Excel. You'll be spreading financials, cleaning data, validating outputs, updating a model, making sure numbers tie across slides. We had a thing where we were going off of 2 different data sources in a model or in a sim once. They were directionally the same thing, but one was 2 off for an employee headcount, and we looked stupid in front of one client. We got it updated immediately. So being good at Excel is important, but a lot of the times it's just taking things from Excel and putting it into PowerPoint. Yeah. Then The other thing to harp on for Excel is make sure that the formulas just aren't that complicated or aren't that hard or difficult, for example. You need it to be auditable. All right, so the next thing, comments control your life. You may think something is done, then 3 or 4 people review it, and now there are 90 comments from each person that you have to consolidate based on order of seniority, kind of deal. Um, some comments are small, some comments change the entire page or presentation. So some example of these will be update this language, add a better source. This chart isn't how I want to show it. Use this kind of formatting. Show this by customer instead of by service. Can we make a market map? This number doesn't tie. Let's rethink this page, set a call, and let's talk about the direction of this section. And banking done usually means done until the next person reviews it. That's a big reason why the work can stretch for weeks or months at a time, is because how iterative the work is. Um, Next, I think this is fair case for 90% of anything that is client driven, but hours are extremely unpredictable because clients do control your entire life. So your schedule is never your own. A client could throw a meeting on my schedule today for 30 minutes from now, and I'd probably have to take it. Clients send the data when they send it. Senior bankers review it when they review it. Buyers ask questions when they ask questions. Meeting move, deadlines change sometimes. Something can become urgent late in the day, and you have to shift everything after 4 p.m. to focus on that. But not every day is terrible. I'll say you'll have bad periods. Some days are manageable, some days are very long. The hard part and the extremely hard part is the unpredictability of the work and not just the total hours. The frustrating part is not always working late. It's oftentimes something might come in at 7 when you've been done for most of the day, and suddenly, your day just gets blown up. Um, you know, the upside is the exposure that you get early on from understanding where things, for lack of better term, just break in the process, be it in NDA negotiations, how real executives talk, and how you can kind of pick and choose who and what you want to be over time. You learn what buyers care about through the comments they send pre-IOI and LOI diligence. You learn how deals are positioned. You understand valuation, risk, growth, margin, process. You get a business education by being very close, being the project manager of a transaction, for lack of a better word. Um, the day to day is not glamorous in the slightest, but the upside is tremendous still. Now, for some practical advice, don't just study valuation if you're preparing for this job. Get good at Excel, get really good at PowerPoint, learn basic accounting to be dangerous, learn how to write clearly, learn how to organize your email if you're a student, learn how to communicate status updates, learn how to check your own work, learn how to make sure your sim workbook is very attractive for someone to review or audit, and it's very easy for someone to do that. Learn how to operate when priorities change. That's why whenever I talk to a student in undergrad, I always recommend that they try to balance like 20 different things at once, from marathon training to a double major. It's not necessarily that they're a harder worker, but it's just that I can trust them more with priorities changing and them learning how to balance very competing deadlines, kind of deal. Um, so yeah, it's not super glamorous. It's 90% really boring work, and it's very much sitting at a desk all day. But if you pay attention, it does teach you businesses faster than almost any other job out there, and it does give you a really, really good training ground. So yeah, that's why it can be very valuable early in your career. So I'm not going to stretch this video out too much longer, but I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who watched it and got here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.